Hey, what's up, everybody? Remember, if you like the videos, like, sub, silly comment, share, support the channel if you can. I appreciate it. Super chat, PayPal, Patreon, whatever. If you want to do it, I appreciate it. Thanks. Today, we have 4 pictures of myself just because it makes. I've had comments of my haters saying, "Don't show yourself. You're not allowed to show yourself. It's not fair." But today is my year in review end, right? And I have a comment that I received recently that is exactly sort of my thoughts on what I think of 2024. And it's that everything is just so fake now. 2024 is the year where I feel like, I'm gonna talk a little bit about video games because I know most people probably watch my channel now for video games, but also talk about real life stuff as well. But 2024 is where I just feel like, okay, everything is fake. Nothing is real, right? And this Virtual Fighter comment is kind of what I'm getting at too to talk about this. This guy is saying it would be cool to see me do some stuff about Virtua Fighter 6, right? And if you look at my response, this is exactly what I always say, dude. I'm not a liar, dude. I am honest to a fault kind of person. I don't talk about things that I don't know about, right? And when I think of Virtual Fighter, I see all these people talking about, oh, there's a new Virtual Fighter. I've always loved Virtual Fighter. I love Virtual Fighter. Let me analyze this footage. I'm an expert on Virtual Fighter. Let me tell you how this game works, all this kind of stuff. It is so fucking fake, dude. If I were to, and this is me, again, the person that has found more Tekken fighting games in the history of fighting games than anyone ever has, right? People are still trying to outdo stuff that I've done 20 years ago, as we showed. I'm still putting out new shit in games 2024, right? No one's ever going to do what I've done in fighting games. It's ridiculous, right? I've been able to analyze and predict all these games without ever playing them, right? But guess what? I don't play Virtual Fighter, right? Well, actually, I guess I have played a little bit of Virtual Fighter, excuse me, but I don't play it, right? I don't know enough about the series to actually analyze it, right? If I were to, for clout, for views, were to start posting Virtual Fighter matches, it'd be like, oh, hey, I'm a Virtual Fighter expert. I know all this stuff. This is how this game is going to work. That would be extremely disingenuous for me to pretend that I could analyze something like that, right? That's not the kind of person I am. And that's me saying that I've actually said this before, and this might seem kind of weird. I've actually always said that, Tekken, and this isn't me talking shit about Tekken per se. I'm not saying that Tekken is a bad game or a bad series. Tekken is just never really, it's never clicked with me, right? It's just never really done it for me, right? I like the electricity on the punches and kicks and whatever, but it's not like a game that's ever really done it for me, right? I've actually always thought that Virtual Fighter is cooler than Tekken, right? Virtual Fighter, when I'm bored, if I'm watching a 3D match, I would rather watch something like Virtual Fighter or say Soul Calibur or even Dead or Alive, right? I've even said before, as you can see in my comment, if I ever could find my Sega Saturn again, dust it off and find Fighter Megamix, I actually used to do bug stuff for those games, right? I would have to really try to re-jog my memory about all the bugs that I know in that game, but that might be something fun if I was ever bored enough to find it and try to remember how to do some of the weird bugs in it. But, the point is, when I see all this disingenuous stuff of people saying that, oh, I love Virtual Fighter so much now, oh, I'm going to analyze this stuff, I'm an OG, it's so fake, and that is not me. I'm not one of those kind of people that does something for money. Oh, let me just do clickbait shit. Oh, I'm a Virtual Fighter expert. That's not me. So no, I don't plan on, you know, analyzing Virtual Fighter. And I think the community, video game community, talking about how much they love Virtual Fighter now and all this kind of stuff, it's just so ridiculous. It's not true. You love Virtual Fighter? Oh, you've always loved Virtual. Then why the fuck don't you talk about it? There's a reason that Fighter died because it's just not that popular of a series in America, right? Again, I'm not saying it's not popular overseas or something like that, but it's always been a niche sort of game in America, right? And so I'm just not one of those kind of people. And that's just basically my thought. Everything is so fake. There's nothing seemingly that's real anymore. When I think that's like my biggest takeaway from 2024, right? Everything's fake, even the drama involving me. I saw those Marvel players, dude, trying to act like they found everything. And it's like, dude, You are in my Facebook messages asking me for help on Marvel for years, dude. And I'm like, dude, I really don't play Marvel, dude. I'm like, it's like you can see what you can do in the game. People are still trying to outdo the shit that I did right when Marvel 3 first came out. And they're in my messages still trying to ask me for help. And then they're posting on Discord like they found all this stuff. It's like, is anything real? I don't even play Marvel. I didn't even know the Marvel community was that fucking insane about me, dude. I knew Guilty Gear and this other stuff. Those fucking CVS2 experts. Oh, Clayton's never done anything, blah, blah, blah. Dude, joking about me dying. It's like, dude, I beat you. What do you mean I'm joking about me dying? Then he deleted all his social media. You know what I mean? After I showed it, it's like, you're still complaining about this shit? About CVS2? What the fuck? There's just nothing fucking real. I saw that, or I mean, I was getting messages about that hacking shit while I was traveling, and God, you know, obviously the butt monger. How does anyone believe anything this guy says? So I guess he's telling people now, apparently, that he apologized to me for saying that I faked cancer and I faked dying. Is that what he's trying to tell people now? Look at the post. He's joking about it. He's laughing how lying about me dying, having cancer, all this kind of stuff. He laughs about how it made him money. Like, are you serious? Again, I don't know. Someone's going to have to show me the post, but I was being messaged. Apparently, he's saying, oh, no, he apologized to me about it. No, he didn't. He bragged about how it made him money. And I saw that fucking idiot, Brian McGuffin. What's his name? Brian F. McGuffin, where the fuck his shit his name is, right? That dude supposedly, and maybe he did, supposedly he's had cancer, and oh my God, the amount of sympathy this motherfucker got for losing a nut. Jesus Christ, I'm not impressed just by you losing your nut. I'm pretty sure I've had to go through more than that, you fucking idiot. But I'm calling that guy out because it's like, what? So this guy's talking about what a hard worker buttmonger is and how amazing he is. What? That's why I said when I looked at that stupid shit, looked at it. I was actually listening to it when people were messaging me about this and just listened to it in the shower. And I'm like, didn't this guy supposedly have cancer? You're telling me this guy just had cancer, and now he is out dick sucking a guy who jokes about people having cancer and how lying about them will make you money. I'm gonna be honest. When I see that, I don't think your cancer was that fucking serious. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. That or you are completely morally bankrupt, right? Because you would think if you've gone through a serious health problem, that the first thing you would not do is then promote a person who jokes about people having serious health problems and dying. And then you're talking about what a hard worker they are. And I know some people said, well, maybe they don't know that they joked about you dying and having cancer and all this kind of bullshit, right? And it's like, okay, well then show me where this guy is a fucking Street Fighter expert. Like I said, to my knowledge, that guy is actually he's played competitively, right? So show me how Buttmonger is a Street Fighter expert. Oh, you mean, oh, of course, none of this is real. It's just a big circle jerk for money. You know? And I just like see stuff like this. And then, of course, I've also said my friend was trying to get me involved in kick drama, like streamer drama. It's like, oh, you can make a lot of money doing this. And I'm like, like I said, I didn't even know he was doing this shit at first. And then I saw him like, dude, you don't act this way when I know you. Like, what is this? Is this even real? So you act differently on stream? And it's so weird. And, you know, it's like, what the fuck? Is anybody real? And I even told him, I was like, dude, I'm going to be honest. Like, the money thing, I guess it's not that I don't need money, right? It's like I'm struggling. I mean, Jesus Christ, I've made an OnlyFans because, which of course, if you want to go, you go on, right? You can see my dick. You know, I do jack off sometimes. So if you want to see for money, but I made that for money. Like I'm struggling for money. I even said that modeling story. I got messaged by that modeling company, like Clayton, hey, please like do stuff for us again. And it's just kind of like, I know I'm live by the sword, die by the sword, right? They're just shady. They've been shady to me before. And it's like, I need money, but you know what? You guys are just shady. And it's like, I just had to call them out. And I'm like, I need money, but I can't be associated with disingenuous, shady shit because it's not the kind of person I am. And even my friend doing that Discord, the streaming shit. And it's like, dude, I cannot be associated with you if you are doing this kind of stuff on stream. It is disingenuous. I am not this kind of person, right? I'm not going to be put in situations where people will say one thing and then they act a different way. And then you come to me and it's like, well, now you're going to be like, I couldn't be like, people are trying to get me involved. I was like, dude, I got enough drama. I've had to call police in real life, right? I've had stalkers from the video game community for 20 plus years. I've had stalkers because of my pictures being stolen on the internet. I don't give a fuck about this. It's almost like, it's kind of like, it's kind of like the weirdness of life, right? The person that has been honest to a fault, that has actually like suffered, who has lost out on money, who has lost out on notoriety and clout because they don't want to lie whatsoever, right? Has had his picture stolen from the catfishing stuff, has been accused of cheating in video games and doing all this stuff. It's like, it's pretty ironic, I guess, when you think about it, right? And I mean, even look at the video game shit, like that fucking James Chen shit. Hearing that, I already knew the guy was shady, but then to see that, or Mike Watson, he had messaged me. He's like, I asked James, and James said, he's basically been getting paid off to lie about you for so long. He said he doesn't even remember the original reason why he was told he's not allowed to talk about you. And it's like, holy fuck, dude, are you serious? You're asking me for help while I am in the hospital, and you're basically being paid to lie about me? Are you kidding me? And then I saw that shit about fucking, oh, well, his combo videos apparently aren't even real. He's not even doing it executionally. Oh, yeah, well, I have the, combo button for this. I macro this. So I only mildly cheating, but I am amazing at execution. What? And then I heard the TWZ, or is it TZW, because I was like, man, is anyone even real anymore? It's like, I guess maybe just the TWZ, TZW. I'm sorry. This isn't me talking shit about the guy per se. But then, someone's like, oh, actually, well, he does use auto fire, right? He has manipulated his arcade cabinet, which I've said before is, to a certain extent, I guess, rapid fire stuff. I guess that isn't, in the grand scheme of thing, it's not like a button binding or a macroing, or God, some people even tassing stuff, you know what I mean? But it still is a little, it's a little disappointing, I guess there's different levels of, kind of like me making a chagrin face, like, oh, geez, but I have said before, even when I talk about, say, Karna's Revenge, that's a game where you got to be like, you got to mash on buttons real quick when you play footsies in that game because of the way that moves work. And that's a game like I can't, as I've gotten older, the pinched nerves, and like I said, sadly this year I had shots again, and they just didn't really do much this year, unfortunately, which is kind of scary. But there's a game that even if I wanted to play, it's just kind of like, oh my god, my fingers, I don't have the stamina to do that, right? It just like, I was like, is nothing real? And it's like, I've said this before. I've always said before, I feel lucky that in, say, video games that I was able to do well competitively. And even when I have randomly played online, I've been lucky enough that I've done well competitively, even though I'm not someone that's ever practiced like other people have, and of course with my health condition. But that's not me saying that I'm amazing or something like that. But I see people that ask for, and, get these accolades for their skill when it's not there. And even when you think of tech wise and combo video wise, it's like people aren't even, macroing and button binding. It's just such a common practice now. It's like, is anything real? Like, dude, and I guess the problem is for me is they ask for the execution credit. They say that they're amazing when they're not actually doing it. How do you ask for credit and claim credit for something when you actually haven't done it? Nothing is real. And that's why I go back to that this Virtua Fighter shit. And it's like, I appreciate the guy wanting to support me, perhaps we could say, by watching my videos and wanting to see me analyze something. But it's like, if I analyze something that I do not have actual skill to analyze, that is fake, right? I'm not that kind of person. Even say Soul Calibur, which Soul Calibur, I have found bugs in that game. And even say Soul Calibur 6, I was the first person to my knowledge to do those instant kill combos and stuff like that, and find a number of things. And, it's not like I dedicate my life to Soul Calibur, but, I have found some stuff in even those games. And but I would not say that I could analyze Soul Calibur. That is disingenuous, right? Just like if Tekken became, not that Tekken isn't a famous game. Obviously, Tekken is very famous. But if I all of a sudden was like, oh, let me analyze Tekken because it will get me clickbait and all that kind of stuff, that's disingenuous. That's not the kind of person I am, right? But of course, the community, nothing is real. Clickbait this, clickbait that. Oh, let me act like I love this game even though I don't talk about it ever. Oh, let me circle jerk this for money. It's so fake. And it's just, that's why I feel like nothing is real in 2024. That's my biggest thought coming away. Nothing is real. Everything is fake. Is anyone even remotely real? Even when I was just in Japan, which was funny because then a guy tried to hate on me. Oh, why would you be in Shinjuku if you don't like doing drugs and you don't like getting drunk? That's where people go. It's like I've been to Japan, what, 6 times now? I go there all the time. I've had a great time there. My hotel is there. Yes, my trip was bad this time, right? Well, that's your own fault for staying there. You should know what you're getting into. You should be drinking it. What are you talking about? And I got that fucking weirdos. Well, you're too good looking. It's not fair that you don't have to pay for sex. What the fuck is wrong with you? Do you think that no one has ever had sex before without getting the other person drugged or drunk? Like, do people realize like what a fucking degenerate and psychopath you sound like for saying that kind of shit? And you say I'm a degenerate, and then the guy's like, "Well, you've posted your dick online, you degenerate." Well, guess what? I've never raped anybody, you fucking creep. Are you kidding me? That fucking I couldn't believe that. I've never I'm not sure if I've in that such a short period of span of time was in Japan recently, everyone telling a different story trying to make themselves seem cool. And it was like, what the fuck, dude? None of like, is it any of this? Is there even a sliver of evidence of anything you just told me is real? You're trying to say you're the coolest foreigner there is. Like every fucking person I seemingly talk, not everyone, let's say 90%. And I'm like, this is so weird, right? It was just like, bro, just be a normal, well, I guess being a normal person apparently is lying. No one can be honest. I said that's why people make up so many lies about me. Like people, and I know that I've had a weird life, right? But guess what? I never got anything from my weird life, right? I never benefited off of it. I only got the bad, right? All my pictures being stolen on the internet. I didn't become famous. You know what I mean? Which is, admittedly, when it was happening at its peak, there's about 4 months where I couldn't fucking walk basically on and off. So not like I could have taken advantage of that time anyway. But certainly there's other times that, I was still, I mean, I had a couple years span, where I was, a lot of people were stealing my pictures quite regularly. But it's not like I became famous for that. And not like I took advantage of that or was mean to people or the health stuff. You know what I mean? Never had a GoFundMe, Patreon for my health stuff. Yet these people, they make up health problems. Like, I want you to think, like, even I think of that Brian McGuffin, where the fuck that guy's name. Imagine supporting a guy who jokes about other people having cancer, saying that they fake die and all this kind of stuff, and how if you lie about that stuff, it will make you money. He's been parts of groups who have helped people make fake GoFundMe's for money. Think about that shit, dude. That's crazy. Like, did the cancer actually go to your brain? Maybe you need to actually get really sick because there's something wrong with you when I see it. It's just so disgusting. And that the community supports this shit. Right? People lie about me. Oh, this can't be this can't be real. And then I show my health problem. It's like, look at my health record. What is your problem? You guys don't have anything like this. Right? So that's basically my thought. Everything is fake in 2024, it feels like. And, I don't want to talk too much about, because I've already talked about it too much. 2024 for me, terrible year. Worst health year that I've had in so long. It feels like I can't do anything without getting sick this year. You can still hear the boogers in my nose. God, just worst cluster headache period in many, many, many years. Can't even remember when. Just terrible. And it's scary to be that sick, right? To be this sick, right? Constantly, right? And I mean, I was kind of happy at the beginning of the year. My hair had finally started growing back. It was thick. I'm like, man, my hair's actually going to grow back, right? It's like getting thick. It's not falling out. And then boom, so sick. Just 6 months, just straight up nothing but sick, dude. COVID again. I mean, really bad. Spreading to my lungs. Basically, they're like, well, we don't think you have cystic fibrosis. That's just the test we did, but maybe it's like in your lungs now, or something like that. So it's like mixing. In a wheelchair right when I get to Japan. Then who knows? Maybe I got COVID again. That's what happened again. Cause boom, the fucking hotel staff was like, hey, we got to eventually come into your room and clean it. We know you're sick, but oh my God, dude, you know, just nothing but just what a terrible fucking year. And I just think about all these people that just are fake as fuck for money. And like I said, I wish all these people just a terrible, terrible 2025. Hopefully there's some kind of karma, but I don't really believe in karma, but just, I don't know, just terrible. Again, I could go on and on about how bad the health stuff has been this year, but it's scary to be, this sick all the time. And it's like, wow, man. And I got cancer checkups, I think, in about a month. So I'm gonna have to talk about that. Like, I gotta be like, bro, my immune system just is no longer working, because even the doctors were like, well, the good thing is at least you've been so sick recently. At least when you're about to go to Japan, you should be immune to everything. Well, that sure fucking didn't happen. Like I guess my immune system just doesn't work anymore, which, well, we already know it doesn't really work anymore, I guess. But not even a little bit of immunity. And that's pretty scary, right? And it's actually kind of funny when you think about it. It's perhaps interesting that despite the health problems I've had, and dying before all this kind of stuff, generally I have not been a person that gets a lot of flus. But ever since I've had COVID the first time, I just get sick all the time now, and it has never gotten better. Like, it's crazy if you think about it. I have had COVID, what, 6 times now? And well, I say 6 times with an asterisk mark, because two of the times I wasn't actually tested, but seemingly I probably just had COVID. I just didn't have access to a test. But that's crazy, right? Just insane. And long COVID twice now. I don't know. But anyway, I appreciate the people that support the channel. Again, if I leave the PayPal links, the Patreon, if you ever want to support or super like the videos. I know people ask for the FGC on NBC videos. I like doing those, but well, I shouldn't say I like doing those. I sort of like doing those, but they're just so hard to do. They take a long time to do. And, I know people probably want more video game videos, but I really don't play a lot of video games, and it's only becoming less and less as the years go on. And of course, it's obviously harder and harder. Like I said, my shots did not go well this year, unfortunately, which I was disappointed about, because a couple years ago when I got them, it was like, I guess it would have been not quite a couple years ago, but the last time I got them, I was like, whoa, this actually kind of helped a little bit. I didn't use it for video games. I use it because I'm trying to work out, you know what I mean? And I was like, man, I can barely even do, band stuff anymore, right? And I got to do this body weight stuff. Like, I can't even do the band stuff and body weight stuff. It's getting so hard, but the shots actually kind of helped last time, but this time, not as much, unfortunately. But yeah, no, I can't promise any video game stuff because I just don't know. But of course, if you ever support the channel, I do appreciate it. And anyway, the end, I guess.